What if one of the most dangerous places in our solar system is also our best shot at finding alien life? Out there, nearly 500 million miles from Earth, hides a frozen world that looks dead on the outside, but may be alive beneath the surface. NASA believes it could hold answers to questions humanity has been asking for centuries. Are we alone? And the strange part is, we might not have to wait much longer to find out. Here's the strange thing about Europa at first glance. It looks like the last place you'd ever expect life. Its surface is nothing but ice, crisscrossed with deep cracks that stretch for hundreds of miles. The temperature there is so cold, metal would shatter like glass. From the outside, it feels like a barren wasteland, but hidden beneath that icy crust is something scientists still can't fully believe. An ocean. Not just any ocean, one that holds more water than all the oceans on Earth combined. Let that sink in. A frozen moon, orbiting far beyond the warmth of the sun, may actually be one of the wettest worlds in the entire solar system. So how is this even possible? How does Europa keep its ocean liquid when it should be frozen solid? The secret lies in Europa's dangerous neighbor, Jupiter. The largest planet in our solar system doesn't just dominate its moons with gravity, it tortures them. Europa is constantly pulled and stretched as it orbits, creating tidal forces so extreme that they heat its interior. That violent tug of war keeps the hidden ocean liquid, and it may also create hydrothermal vents on the seafloor, where heat and minerals pour into the water. On Earth, vents like these support entire ecosystems, bizarre creatures that survive without sunlight, feeding only on chemical energy. If it can happen here, why not on Europa? And here's where things get even stranger. Because scientists think this alien ocean doesn't stay locked under the ice. Imagine standing on Europa's frozen surface. Out of nowhere, a massive jet of water bursts into the sky, shooting hundreds of miles high before freezing into space. That's what astronomers have spotted using the Hubble telescope. Enormous plumes erupting from Europa's crust. Why does this matter? Because if those plumes are connected to the subsurface ocean, they could carry traces of whatever's living down there. A spacecraft wouldn't even need to drill through miles of ice. It could simply fly through the plume and taste the spray. For scientists, this is like being handed a shortcut straight to the ocean without breaking through the surface. But there's a catch. Getting anywhere near Europa is far from easy. The closer you get to Jupiter, the more dangerous it becomes. The planet's magnetic field traps deadly radiation, creating a zone around Europa that would kill a human in just hours. Any spacecraft that gets too close risks having its electronics fried before it can send back data. And even if you survive the radiation, there's still the ice. Estimates suggest the crust may be up to 15 miles thick in some places. That makes drilling almost impossible with current technology. So even though Europa is a treasure chest of mysteries, breaking it open won't be simple. And yet, despite the danger, NASA is preparing to take on this challenge with one of the most ambitious missions in history. Because the question is no longer, does Europa hide an ocean? The real question is, what's inside it? And NASA is determined to find out. Here's where things get exciting. In the next few years, NASA will launch a spacecraft called the Europa Clipper. It won't land, but it will make dozens of close flybys around Europa, braving Jupiter's deadly radiation to study the moon in incredible detail. The Clipper will carry a powerful set of instruments, cameras sharper than anything we've ever aimed at. Europa, spectrometers to analyze its surface chemistry, and even ice-penetrating radar to map the ocean beneath the crust. Imagine being able to see through miles of ice to reveal what's hiding below. That's the mission's goal. But the most thrilling part? If the spacecraft passes through one of Europa's mysterious plumes, it could directly sample the material. That means, for the first time in history, we may test alien ocean water without even drilling. And yet, as groundbreaking as this is, it won't give us the final answer. Which brings us to the next daring idea. For years, scientists have dreamed of sending a lander to Europa, a machine that could touch down on the ice, scoop up samples, and maybe even drill into the crust. The risks are enormous. The radiation would fry its systems within weeks, and any drilling technology would need to survive brutal conditions. But the potential payoff? Imagine what humanity would learn if the first scoop of ice revealed traces of life, frozen bacteria, alien microbes, or something even stranger. That single discovery would change history forever. Of course, there's another challenge. NASA must make sure Earth's own microbes don't contaminate Europa. If we send a lander, it has to be sterilized like never before. Otherwise, we risk polluting one of the only places that might hold native alien life. And that raises an unsettling question. What if what we find isn't friendly? Most scientists believe that if life exists on Europa, it's probably microbial, tiny organisms thriving in the dark ocean. But even that would be revolutionary. It would prove that life can start in places we never imagined, and that the universe might be full of it. Still, there's another side to the story. What if Europa's life is more complex? What if evolution there followed a completely different path? We've all seen science fiction scenarios where humans stumble onto alien ecosystems they can't control. It sounds far-fetched, but the risk is real enough that NASA has strict rules. Any spacecraft that might touch Europa must be sterilized to the extreme, because the search for life isn't just about discovery, it's about survival. At the end of the day, Europa is more than just a moon orbiting Jupiter. It's a test of one of the biggest questions in science. Is life unique to Earth? Or is it everywhere the conditions are right? If we find even a single alien microbe on Europa, it will prove that life can emerge twice in just one solar system. And if it happened twice here, it probably happens everywhere. Suddenly, the galaxy wouldn't feel empty. It would feel alive. And that's why Europa matters. It's not just about what's under the ice. It's about what it means for us, for our future, our place in the universe, and the possibility that we've never really been alone. Because the truth is, if life can survive on Europa, then it means the universe is bursting with possibilities. Every icy moon, every hidden ocean, every distant exoplanet orbiting in the shadows of its star could be alive in ways we can't yet imagine. Europa isn't just a single discovery, it's the gateway to understanding how common life might be across the cosmos. It also forces us to confront a deeper question. If life is everywhere, why haven't we found it yet? The so-called Great Silence becomes even more mysterious. Are alien civilizations hiding? Did they vanish before we had the chance to notice? Or are we simply standing at the very beginning of a story that's still unfolding? For humanity, the discovery would mark the start of a new era. No longer would space exploration just be about technology or survival. It would be about connection. The moment we confirm life on Europa, even if it's just microbial, the barriers between us and the cosmos will crumble. We'll finally see ourselves not as an isolated accident, but as part of something infinitely larger. And maybe, just maybe, that realization will change us. It could push us to protect our own fragile world, to treat Earth not as the center of life, but as one member of a vast and living universe. Europa's icy ocean might not just hold alien organisms, it might hold the key to reshaping how humanity sees itself forever. So here's the final question. What happens if NASA really does uncover life on Europa? Think about it, one tiny organism frozen in that ice, one microscopic alien cell, would rewrite everything we thought we knew about existence. In a single moment, Earth would go from being unique to being just one world among many. And yet, discovery doesn't always bring comfort. For some, it would be the most thrilling breakthrough in history, proof that the universe is alive. But for others, it would raise terrifying possibilities. If life can appear twice in one solar system, then it must appear billions of times across the galaxy. And if that's true, who's to say we haven't already been noticed? Religions, philosophies, and entire worldviews would be shaken. Governments would scramble to control the narrative. Scientists would beg for more missions, desperate to learn whether that life is harmless or dangerous. Suddenly, Europa wouldn't just be a distant moon. It would become the center of human attention, the place that changed everything. And here's the haunting part. The discovery might already have been made. For all we know, Europa's plumes are spraying secrets into space at this very moment, waiting for us to catch them. Maybe the universe has been alive all along, and we've just been too blind or too scared to see it. Europa is more than a ball of ice orbiting Jupiter. It's a mirror held up to humanity. A reminder that the story of life might not be ours alone to tell. And when we finally break through that frozen shell, we may find that the question isn't, are we alone? The real question will be, what comes next?